The Roanoke Colony, often referred to as the Lost Colony, is one of the most perplexing and enduring mysteries in American history. It is a story that begins in the late 16th century, during a time when European powers were racing to establish colonies in the New World. England, eager to compete with Spain and Portugal, sought to create a permanent settlement in North America. The Roanoke Colony was England's first attempt at such a settlement, but it ended in tragedy and mystery, leaving behind questions that remain unanswered to this day. The tale of Roanoke is one of ambition, struggle, and an inexplicable disappearance that has captivated historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts for centuries. The story of Roanoke begins in 1584, when Sir Walter Raleigh, an English explorer and courtier, received a charter from Queen Elizabeth I to establish a colony in the New World. Raleigh's goal was twofold: to expand England's influence in the Americas and to create a base for privateering against Spanish ships, which were heavily laden with treasure from their colonies. The first expedition, led by Philip Amadas and Arthur Barlow, set sail in 1584 and explored the outer banks of present-day North Carolina. They returned to England with glowing reports of the land, describing it as fertile and abundant, and spoke of friendly interactions with the local Native American tribes, particularly the CROATOAN and CROATOAN. These reports convinced Raleigh to move forward with plans for a permanent settlement. In 1585, Raleigh organized a second expedition, this time led by Sir Richard Grenville. The goal was to establish a colony on Roanoke Island, a location chosen for its strategic position and natural defenses. The expedition included over 100 men, many of whom were soldiers, scientists, and craftsmen. Upon arriving at Roanoke Island, the colonists built a small settlement and began exploring the surrounding area. However, the colony quickly ran into trouble. Relations with the local Native American tribes, initially friendly, deteriorated due to misunderstandings and conflicts over resources. The colonists also struggled with a lack of supplies and the harsh realities of life in an unfamiliar land. By 1586, the situation had become dire, and the colonists, led by Ralph Lane, were on the brink of starvation. Fortunately, they were rescued by Sir Francis Drake, who happened to be in the area after a successful privateering mission in the Caribbean. The colonists abandoned Roanoke Island and returned to England, leaving behind a failed settlement. Despite the failure of the first colony, Raleigh remained determined to establish a permanent English presence in the New World. In 1587, he organized a third expedition, this time led by John White, an artist and cartographer who had been part of the previous expedition. Unlike the earlier group, this expedition included women and children, signaling Raleigh's intention to create a self-sustaining colony. The group consisted of 115 people, including White's daughter, Eleanor Dare, and her husband, Ananias Dare. The colonists intended to establish their settlement in the Chesapeake Bay area, which was believed to be more fertile and better suited for agriculture. However, the ship's captain, Simon Fernandez, refused to take them further than Roanoke Island, citing the lateness of the season and the need to return to England. Reluctantly, the colonists agreed to settle on Roanoke Island once again. The colonists arrived on Roanoke Island in July 1587 and began rebuilding the settlement. They repaired the structures left behind by the previous colony and attempted to establish peaceful relations with the local Native American tribes. However, tensions soon arose, and the colonists found themselves in a precarious situation. In August 1587, Eleanor Dare gave birth to a daughter, Virginia Dare, who became the first English child born in the New World. Despite this moment of hope, the colony's prospects remained uncertain. Supplies were running low, and the colonists were increasingly isolated. Recognizing the need for reinforcements, John White decided to return to England to secure additional supplies and support. He left behind his daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter, promising to return as soon as possible. White's return to England was delayed by the outbreak of the Anglo-Spanish War, which diverted England's resources and ships. The Spanish Armada's attempted invasion of England in 1588 further complicated matters, as all available ships were needed for defense. White was unable to secure passage back to Roanoke until 1590, 3 years after he had left. When he finally arrived at Roanoke Island, he found the colony completely deserted. There was no sign of the colonists, and the settlement had been dismantled. The only clues left behind were the word CROATOAN carved into a wooden post and the letters CRO carved into a tree. White had previously agreed with the colonists that if they were forced to leave the island, they would carve a Maltese cross as a sign of distress. The absence of this symbol suggested that the colonists had moved voluntarily, but their ultimate fate remained a mystery. The disappearance of the Roanoke colonists has sparked countless theories and speculations over the centuries. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the colonists integrated with the local Native American tribes, particularly the CROATOAN. This theory is supported by reports from later English settlers who claim to have encountered Native Americans with European features and knowledge of the English language. Some historians believe that the colonists may have split into smaller groups and assimilated into different tribes, while others suggest that they may have been absorbed into the CROATOAN tribe, which was known to be friendly toward the English. Another theory posits that the colonists were killed by hostile Native American tribes. This theory is supported by the strained relations between the colonists and the local tribes, as well as the discovery of European artifacts in Native American villages. However, there is no definitive evidence to prove that the colonists were massacred. Some believe that the colonists attempted to relocate to another area, such as the Chesapeake Bay, as originally planned. However, no evidence of such a settlement has ever been found. Others speculate that the Spanish, who had established settlements in Florida, may have attacked the colony. Given the ongoing conflict between England and Spain, this theory is plausible, but there is no historical evidence to support it. Disease and starvation are also considered possible explanations for the colonists' disappearance. The harsh conditions of the New World, combined with a lack of supplies, may have led to the colonists' demise. Disease could have wiped out the colony, leaving no trace behind. However, this theory does not explain the absence of bodies or the carvings left behind. In recent years, archaeologists and historians have continued to search for answers to the Roanoke mystery. Excavations on Roanoke Island and nearby areas have uncovered artifacts that may be linked to the lost colonists, but definitive evidence remains elusive. Advances in technology, such as ground-penetrating radar and DNA analysis, offer hope that new clues may be discovered in the future. Despite these efforts, the fate of the Roanoke colonists remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. The story of the Roanoke colony has become a symbol of the challenges and uncertainties faced by early European settlers in the New World. It has inspired countless books, documentaries, and fictional works, each attempting to unravel the mystery of the lost colonists. The tale of Roanoke serves as a reminder of the complexities of history and the enduring allure of the unknown. Whether the colonists integrated with Native American tribes, fell victim to violence, or succumbed to the harsh realities of life in the New World, their story continues to captivate and intrigue. The Roanoke colony remains a testament to the resilience and determination of those who sought to build a new life in an uncharted land, and its mystery endures as one of history's most fascinating enigmas.